And, well, this is all about winning the games that count. 2 games from here, 2 wins, and you got yourself a championship. A loss, and you are going home. This is elimination basketball, folks. It's semi-final number 1. The top-ranked Auckland Stars taking on the 4th-placed Wellington Saints at home here, of course, in Auckland. And for Kenny Stone and his team, a win today will secure a grand final at home next week. Very important. So to the table now, as it ended up for 2006, the Auckland Stars winning the regular season after dropping just 2 games from 18 matches, and the Saints, of course, finishing in outright 4th spot with 12 wins. And head-to-head 2006, it was all the Stars' way, winning 2-0 against the Saints. Well, stay with us, folks. The action is hotting up here. Teams just limbering up and getting ready for the first semi-final in the Primo NBL Final Series. The Auckland Stars at home taking on the Wellington Saints.
It's what they've all dreamed about.
I applied to Brown so that we could be together. I'm not going without you.
But not everyone's dream
Whatever happens, we'll make it work.
will come true.
Honey, I believe in you. You deserve this.
I found this in the trash.
Oh, my God.
You've got to talk to her.
The OC, tonight, TV2.
Try the new Cremosa by Chupa Chups. Creamy as an ice cream and sugar-free, so it doesn't promote tooth decay.
Can I have another one?
I don't see why not. It's sugar-free. And now try the new Caramel Cremosa. It doesn't promote tooth decay.
Farmers' Red Dot sale is now on. Grab some great deals for your home, like 20% off all DeLonghi oil column heaters and Sunbeam electric blankets. And buy one, get one free on all Haven Bianco white loose dinnerware. Buy any 2 or more items from Linen House and save 30%. And save 25% on the Ferry Down range of bedding, including pillows, underlays and duvet inners. So rush.
Continues to start for the Saints, and Dylan Boucher going against Michael Thompson. Casey Frank, key man for the Stars, going against Heather Green, Terrence Lewis. What a mouth-watering lineup for both teams, Jeff Green. This is great.
Oh, this is going to be a great game. One of the things I've said all year long, the Saints are my dark horse. I don't know if they've got the horses, though, to beat the Stars, because the Stars, Bob, are playing very, very good basketball leading up to this semi-final in recent weeks, and the Saints have been a bit, jittery. So I hope they can do it, but it's the Stars' title to be taken away.
Well, injuries are playing a key part in this semi-final. Lindsay Tate, of course, with a broken hand. Brendan Pongya stepped into the lineup. He's replacing Brendan Polyblank, who's still got a sore foot. And Glenn Joe says he's going to be playing Chris Tupu, but really that shoulder separation that he had a couple of weeks ago probably hasn't healed completely yet, and I doubt that he's going to play much part of the game.
Well, here's the deal, Bob. Yes, it has, affected some of these players, and they are not at full strength, the Saints side. But as Jeff alluded to, this is playoff time. Forget the regular season, forget the ups and downs. It's 2 games. Win this semi-final, final next week, and you got the championship. So
that was a good picture of the 2 coaches we had there. Kenny Stone looking for his 3rd championship, and of course Gordy McLeod looking for his 1st here in New Zealand.
And that's one of the most interesting matchups in the game too. Both very astute coaches. Kenny Stone figured out how to keep the big guys for the Saints out of the paint last time these 2 teams played, because Gordy McLeod had the formula to unlock that inside scoring for them this afternoon, and the first shot from Frank doesn't go down. Well, Leafa is going to be one of the keys in this game, and already sort of a suicidal drive there, but the Saints managed to keep on the hands on the ball.
The key, though, is George is very quick, and I don't see anyone on the Auckland team as quick as George, so he may be able to get some good looks going to the basket.
Well, Thompson takes a shot from outside, and Boucher clears the board. That's not a shot they were looking for, but Mickey Thompson not shy about putting it up. Time is running out on the shot clock. It's going to be a bit of a defensive struggle here the first 10 minutes, I would say.
Brock Gillespie with his first tray attempt of the game, off the mark.
Well, we've got to say, all 3 shots we've seen have been clunkers more than anything in rhythm.
Well, it's cold in the North Shore Events Center, and both teams have to warm up. Look for the Saints to try to get it inside. Pongia, good 3-point shooter, gives it to Horvath. Here's the key in the game for the Saints. Nice little left-handed hook shot, doesn't go down. And Frank manages to bat the ball ahead to Gillespie. Stars will run it every chance they get, and that's pretty good shooting percentage.
Well, that's what you got to like about Casey Frank, and I'm sure Tab Baldwin, he's in the crowd. You know, he'll be watching him very closely. Casey Frank, his athletic ability in his position is fantastic.
Well, that certainly helps the shooting woes, doesn't it? Getting a layup like that.
Goes inside to Horvath, and the foul is going to be against Josh Nygett. Now, the big guy's played pretty well the last couple of weeks for Auckland. Pretty quiet in the weeks he's been here, but he's really stepped up in the last couple of weeks, Chris.
Well, last week we saw him pick up a number of offensive rebounds, and that really got to be credited to Kenny Stone's offense. He has a lot of offenses that leave those guys around the paint. So he picked up a lot of rebounds at the offensive end last week.
That was a nice easy basket before to Nick Horvath, and Juddy Flavel goes down the lane, and an easy pass into Josh Nygett for the easy 2.
Well, not without a bit of contact from his old mate Pongia. Liafa to the hoop, puts it on high on the glass, hoping that a follow-up rebound and get put back in, but Boucher takes it and goes the length of the court, and he's going to be fouled by Terrence Lewis.
Yeah, the problem that the Saints have got, Bob, is that when George Liafa does go to the basket, they don't have enough guys crashing the offensive glass. And here we see after that, Dylan Boucher going to the basket, and Terrence Lewis tried to get out of his way. He said, "Excuse me, Dylan, I will try to get out of your way," but the referee called me.
Yeah, too late. And Boucher on the free throw line. First free throw, either team, and Boucher nets it. Is that a good omen?
Well, any time that Dylan scores is a bonus for your ball club, because of the fact that he works so hard defensively. Anything he does offensively, you've got to say that's a plus. And there's 2 pluses right there.
Supremely confident from the stripe. Pongia now against Brock Gillespie. Inside it goes to Lewis. And Boucher going for the steal. Missed it and gave Lewis an easy 2 points.
I tell you who I like. Oh, there you go, Casey Frank. Another assist from Juddy Flavel. I was just going to say, I like the energy that Judd Flavel is showing out there. And he's had 3 beautiful assists already in the game.
Well, one of the keys in the game, Lindsay Tate, out with a broken hand, but you've got a player like Judd Flavel to take over things. Makes the coach rest a little easier. Nygett.
Oh, he's playing good defense down there on Nick Horvath.
Nygett from the free throw line pulls up short. And Thompson with his first rebound. And Liafa slows things down, shakes his head, and no, they set it up now. Inside it goes to Horvath. That's 5 times in a row they've gone inside to Horvath. That's obviously the game plan. It's got to be.
Well, it's a lot better position. You see how deep Nick Horvath was. He just caught the ball, turned around, and an easy 2-footer. That's where you want to be giving them the rock.
The key for the Saints, though, Bob, they can go into him 100 times. As long as he gets the ball that deep, it's going to be resulting 2 points. Josh Nygett, another one down low.
Yep, Nygett's finding his way in this lineup. He's certainly contributing the last couple of weeks. He's stepped up and done the job. He's a big body. He's going to make Horvath work for everything he gets, but Horvath is class.
Well, he's a lot quicker than Josh Nygett. You can see there, he just tiptoed around the baseline. 4 points in the ball game for Nick Horvath.
Well, Gillespie couldn't get the shot up. A little soccer, the beautiful game there being displayed by Terrence Lewis. We'll have a corner kick. Inbounds.
And see whether the ball does swerve. See whether the molten ball does swerve.
Couple of subs for the Saints. Brendan Polyblank and Chris Anderson into the game.
Well, Frank kicks it out to Boucher. Puts up a 15-footer, doesn't drop. 10-8. Stars lead by 2, and Brendan Polyblank into the ball game already, and Chris Anderson, number 31. There you go. You've got an import player coming off the bench at number 7. He nets his first 3-pointer. Hey, this could be danger for the Stars.
Well, anytime a shooter gets an inside-outside pass like he just did off Brendan Polyblank, it's a lot easier to shoot. The ball's coming straight at you, catch, pull the trigger. Anderson good for his first try of the game.
Yeah, good look, good 3 points. And the Saints into a 1-point lead.
That should help his confidence as well, because he hasn't been playing well in the last couple of... Oh, and there you go. Brock Gillespie nails his first 3 of the game. And all of a sudden, we have a 2-point lead again for the Stars.
Well, he got hot last week in the second quarter, I think, Gillespie. He can score in bunches.
Oh, yes, Horvath.
And so can Horvath.
Well, I'll tell you what, they may have to adjust the rim there because he shifted it a good 6 millimeters to the right.
Yeah, I think
it was so strong on the dunk.
We're looking at a dunk-a-thon. This is Casey Frank versus Horvath. And Gillespie misses the 3, but weak side rebound goes to the Stars. Block shot. Nygaard puts it up. His shot is blocked.
That was a good block too by, who was that? Nick Horvath came across.
Yep.
And that was a clean block.
It was.
Nothing dirty, nothing nasty about that block. Just good hand on the ball. 13-all, scores locked. Nygaard, you watch him here. He goes up. Horvath swats it away. Anderson has it taken, ripped out of his hands by Casey Frank, who stepped out of bounds.
Glenn Joe checked into the ball game.
This is a total surprise to me, Chris. He didn't look happy warming up. You watch his left arm, which is heavily strapped. Shoulder separation less than 2 weeks ago. And underneath, Polyblank is mud.
Well, I like that offense. Going to the basket. Couple of screens set off the ball for Polyblank. And he used them well.
And here we go. Look at that. There was nothing wrong with that pass by Glenn Joe. Unfortunately, it was with his right hand rather than his left hand. But as you say, Chris, look at Polyblank. Oh, this is a great angle. Gets absolutely hammered. Great little angle from the camera.
Well, back to Glenn Joe. I spoke to him before the game, and he said, of course I'm going to play. I'm perfectly well, but during the entire warm-ups, he seemed to be favoring that left arm, and we'll see as the game progresses. But it's probably a good psychological move on the part of Gordy McLeod. Insert his 2 injured players as though to say they're fine, they're 100%, and that gives Kenny Stone another couple of worries.
Oh, it also gives guys on the bench like Michael Thompson a bit of a rest, and Tongs. You know, it's great strategy. If you can get a couple of good minutes out of your injured players like that, Bob, great strategy by Gordy McLeod.
Indeed. 15-13. Saints by 2, and there's 4:17 to play in the first period. First of 2 mouth-watering semifinals. Number 1 playing number 4, and Cartwright smacks it on the glass and it drops in.
More importantly, Bob, another assist by Judd Flavel. I'm really impressed with the energy that Juddy is showing here today. He really is doing a great job for the Stars.
Well, you're right. What a great backup guard when your number 1 guard is injured. To be able to pull somebody like Flavel off the bench and let him direct the team. And he's playing defense as well. He's not only assisting, he's playing tough defense under the board. Gordy McLeod just talking to the referees. We'll check the referees for you. Gavin Few, you see there in the picture, Tim Brown and Dallas Pickering, the 3 referees this afternoon. Polyblank spins into the lane, and he's going to be fouled. Boucher puts his hands in the air immediately.
Well, aggressive play from Brendan Polyblank. Twice he's got the ball now in the half court, and twice he's gone straight to the rack. You got to like that. He forces the defense really to, to play him honest.
And here you go, Polyblank. He's just so hard to stop when he starts going to the basket, and you could have seen a number of players could have got that foul. Just to let the viewers at home know, Bob, that we are picking an MVP for each semi-final today, presented by Primo, the Primo NBL semi-final MVP, and yourself, myself, and Toops will pick the MVP at the end of both semi-finals today and tomorrow.
Well, all right. It's something to think about, Toops. I've already mulling over a few players in my head, but I'm not going to tell you who they are just yet. Might be a little bit early.
I think we'll write them down on a piece of paper and put them into a hat.
Right. Well, Flavel has the ball knocked out of bounds. Here's another player, number 7. Damian Icanazio has come into the lineup for the Saints, and he's just been a perpetual motion machine off the bench for Gordy McLeod. We saw Glenn Joe go up with 1 arm only, that right arm protecting the left. Still on the floor, however. Nice feed from Boucher, and Cartwright gets it too.
Daryl Cartwright. Now, that's another veteran, isn't it, too? This Auckland team, I talked about it earlier on the week in the media. They are very, very good with some continuity in terms of players. You know, they don't make a lot of changes here and there. And I believe that's because, you know, they've got guys like Cartwright that can play the system well.
Well, he's a role player. He always has been, Daryl Cartwright. He's been shooting the ball quite well from the perimeter. He will shoot the three. But again, it gives Kenny another option off the bench.
Flavel misses the shot. Ball's on the floor, and again, Glenn Joe gets his hand to it, but not that left arm. He's protecting that left arm.
Yeah, he hasn't dribbled with his left hand yet. He's done one passes.
Well, he's
one-hand passes.
But he's doing the job. He's doing the job for the Saints inside. Thompson, who scored on the last play, loses the ball in a fast break. Here's Gillespie. He gets the two, and Polyblank just threatens him, but hangs off at the last minute.
You know, that was a good play by Brendan Polyblank, because quite often players go in there and try and foul, and rather than just try and put the guy off, and that's what he did. Good play, Brendan Polyblank.
Well, the sounds of footsteps behind you are sometimes enough to put you off your
well, there's Anderson. He's hit his first two shots. They've both been three-pointers.
Oh, and Casey Frank, he must have talked to that rim down the other end, because that was very, very kind to him, Bob.
Well, indeed, two dunks and a two-pointer to go along with that. Casey Frank on 6 points, leading all scores in the game right now. 1 minute 34 left to play. First period, 22-21. Saints by 1. Playing first-place finishers and 3 championships in a row hopefuls, the Stars.
Sorry, but I don't want to sound bad, but like, I just don't understand why the Stars wouldn't target Glenn Joe in that injury, because he has not touched the ball with anything like his left hand. And, you know, I don't want to be dirty about it, but at the end of the day, you know, the guy's carrying a serious injury.
Well, you're right, Chet. Timeout taken, 1:06. No, it's not a timeout, just wholesale substitutions. And out goes Glenn Joe, number 13. We're just talking about it now.
And he's gone out, and he's given the Saints valuable minutes. Very good minutes. You know, he's run the offense.
How are you going to target him, though?
Well, you've got to rub him off a couple of screens, too. 1 or 2 screens here, hard screens. You don't have to be dirty. Just a couple of good hard screens.
Well, for starters, too, you go out and high-five him with your left hand. Tongia on the baseline. Nice move, but can't get the two. And Lewis couldn't get the putback. Thompson keeps it alive, and Lewis this time gets the two. A little hustle from the Saints.
Well, you've got to keep people like Mickey T and Terrence Lewis off the offensive glass. They can be dangerous.
Here, the old
both
mates.
Good rebounders.
Tongia versus Flavel. And Boucher steps out. He takes the three, misses it, and the big man, Liafa, gets the rebound, but steps out of bounds. Just couldn't control it. Clean rebound to Liafa, and the Saints lose possession.
Well, I think Flavel got a hand in there.
I was just going to say, too, right now, Juddy Flavel's doing everything. He's passing the ball, he's running the offense, and he's getting in there for steals. He got that fingertip on that ball.
Reese Cassidy off the glass and gets it off the bench into the game, and he gets his first two.
Well, a determined move there by Cassidy. Straight to the basket. His first 2 points of the game.
Well, we've always talked about Reese Cassidy being that X-factor for this Auckland team, don't we?
Lewis has his shot blocked in the corner. That's it, the first 10 minutes of play. See the Saints leading the Stars by 1. It's a 24-23 ball game at the end of 10 minutes.
Keep those tots warm and cozy this winter and save with up to 50% off winter clothing at the Baby Factory's biggest winter sale. The latest winter style.
Welcome back. Start of the second period of play. Some action from the first quarter there. Gillespie with the two, knocked to the deck. 24-23. The Saints, a little bit of surprise here over the Stars by 1 at the end of 10 minutes. Here we go. Second 10-minute period of play, Jeff Green.
Well, the surprise is that the Saints are using a couple of their injured players and have given their valuable starters some valuable rest. That's the big surprise for me.
Well, Casey Frank misses that jump hook shot, and the Saints have possession, a chance to extend their lead a little bit more here. Liafa marked by Flavel. done such a good job in the first period. And, well, Liafa looking underneath for Terrence Lewis, throws the ball away.
Don't know what he was thinking there, Georgie, because there was too many bodies, too many hands out in that zone, and that was just too hopeful of a pass.
Oh, look at the block from Mickey T on Dylan Boucher. Reject.
Oh, I thought he travelled. I really did think Juddy Flavel travelled then.
I didn't. I wasn't watching his feet, but crossed George over and took him down the lane.
I think it was a perfect pass at Doble.
I think he's going to shoot a couple.
Oh, here we go. There, that's a travel.
Yeah.
That was a travel right there.
Shuffled his feet.
Yep. Thank you. No doubt they'll send me my referee's badge. Yeah, no doubt they'll send me one in the post.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Flavel on the line.
Oh, and there you go. Look, Queen Bee. She looks lovely, though. After finishing second, I did predict her to win, and she let me down.
Who won it? Oh, Lorraine. That's
I don't know who won it.
You know, Lorraine won it.
I only remember second.
I'll remind you, it's Lorraine.
Okay.
Queen Bee.
Basketball scores locked here, 24 all. Pongia slips, falls on the floor, and Lewis.
Cassidy's going to get called for the foul.
Terrence Lewis had a little bit of a hook in there too with his right elbow, but the call goes against Reese Cassidy of the Stars. Pongia laughing a bit there.
Yeah, I think he got a veterans call in. We talk about veterans call, don't we, Bob? And I think Pong's got away with one there.
Yeah, it's like a rest home call. Pongia bounces up and over the backboard. That's out of bounds.
See, that's
to the
all right.
Stars.
You live with that, you know, and that's a good shot for Brennan. He's been shooting quite well of late. He's had a few 18-point ball games, scoring-wise. So
look at Juddy Flavel. There's another assist. Well, not quite an assist because he didn't make the basket, Daryl Cartwright. But gee, Juddy Flavel is really just taking it to George Liafa. I'm real surprised with that, with the quickness that Juddy's showing.
Well, you'd want to target the Saints point guard. If they can get Liafa in foul trouble, it certainly plays right into the Stars' hand. Nice pass from Pongia.
That wasn't nice, Bob. That was sweet. That was just threaded the needle. That was beautiful, Pong.
the Saints by 2. Second quarter.
26-28 with that pinpoint passing and the 2 points that resulted from it. Saints by 2. Cassidy launches one with 5 seconds left on the shot clock, and Pongia grins as he grabs that one. He'll give that to Cassidy anytime he wants to take it. Thompson back to Liafa. Terrence Lewis shapes up for a 3. He can't drop it. 4 hands from the Stars on the ball. Flavel marked by Pongia. Interesting matchup there. Underneath, inside, Cartwright. Well, he gets the ball inside. Well, he's immediately dangerous.
Just solid. Again, we see his skills as a role player just coming off the bench and doing what needs to be done. All tied up again. Second quarter.
Well, Stars have gone to a zone. We'll see what it does to the Saints. Can they break it? Pongia from the corner. That's a shot they want. That's beautiful.
That's a fantastic pass, but it was a better screen down low to get Pongs open. And he knows what to do with it when he gets that much space and time.
As you said before, too, Pongs, you'll live with those sort of shots with Pongs because they're great shots for him.
Well, Horvath was mugged. The ball was taken off him, and the Stars get another 24 seconds to get another 2 points.
Yeah, but who was he mugged by? Dylan Boucher. Who else would mug him?
Frank misses another shot. The ball spiked high, and again the Stars come away with it. They were out-rebounded comprehensively 10-7 in the first period, but I think that's evened up pretty quickly here in the second period. Boucher just couldn't handle the ball. Pongia ahead to Liafa, and here come the Saints.
But the Stars have got back in transition very, very quickly.
Lewis, a couple of fakes into Horvath. It's knocked away by Casey Frank. And Liafa saves it.
Oh, good defensive play by George Liafa. And there's the veteran. Terrence Lewis says, let's slow it down, boys.
Yeah, fantastic save there. And that breaker, It's a backbreaker from Tilu.
That's Tilu's idea of slowing it down. Give it to me, and I'll knock down a three. So at the end of, well, with the 6 minutes and 6 seconds to play in the second period, it's 31-26. Saints over the Stars. The Stars have a few things to talk about here. We go down to their bench. Here's Coach Kenny Stone.
That was obviously called only a two-pointer. No, they've just corrected the scoreboard. I thought they called it two, Bob.
A live band for your entertainment pleasure at halftime. It's called 5-Star Forward. And you're going to love it. I'll give you more details on that one at halftime, but stand by.
Offensively, just keep executing that. All right, we got opportunities in the corner. We also got opportunities to seal on that. We got to make a good seal. Even the 5's fine.
Special?
What's that?
Special? 2, 3.
But it's a matchup, so if we can run to the we mix it up. I don't mind if we run white or blue. Let's go white out of this one, though. Let's go white. Defensively, we've got to get out. We're too slow. We're too slow right now. These are at the top, okay? These are at the top at 10. Know where the shooters are. Let's get out on it. Come on. Let's go defense. 1, 2, 3, defense.
Well, 32-26, 6-point lead, the largest of the afternoon to the Saints, and looks a different team. They're inspired, absolutely inspired, and they're going inside to Horvath and finding a little bit of room in there for him. Now, Lindsay Tate, unfortunately, with that bad break in his right hand, his shooting iron, hasn't played for several weeks, and he's hoping to be ready and fit to join the Tall Blacks later in July.
If the Saints go on and win this will be a courageous effort by someone like Glenn Joe, because he's out there, he's winces every time someone touches that shoulder.
He has pretty gutsy performance, and Frank put the ball hard on the glass, hoping to get his own rebound. Bit of a desperation shot, well defended once again.
Yeah, it was good defense from the Wellington Saints.
And I think Horvath has not one foul yet, and he's creating a lot of defensive pressure inside. Horvath high on the glass, it doesn't drop. Cartwright gets the two on the breakaway.
Cartwright knows how to finish, Bob, at the end of a fast break like that. That was a great opportunity by the Saints. They did convert it, and it was all because of the hustle down one end of Dylan Boucher. He got the rebound, threw it up to his old mate, DC, Daryl Cartwright.
Well, you're right, Chip.
8 points for Daryl Cartwright off the bench now. Valuable points and valuable minutes.
Invaluable, I'd say. And I think if the Stars could up the tempo of the game and run more, they would really cause problems for the Saints. Saints don't like running. Horvath has his shot blocked, but he manages to get enough hang time in order to draw the foul. He'll go to the line to shoot two.
For 24 seconds.
And one of the things you said there, Bob, was hang time. Look, Horvath gets it, he holds it, and he just is in the air long enough for the contact to be made. You know, quite often guys just don't have that hang time, and they get their shot blocked. But someone like Nick Horvath was able to just hang in the air a little bit longer and drew the foul.
Well, there's not many of us left around the country with that hang time, Jeff. I know, you know, it's getting a little less these days, but still got a little bit of hang time.
Yeah, no, well, I agree with you, too. There's not a lot of us left.
Ah, yes. I like it. Horvath makes the free throw, 1 of 2, and it's 33-28 spread. Full court pressure now coming from the Saints. G.I. Joe favoring that left arm. He still manages to put some pressure on Boucher.
Boucher really running the point with Flavel out.
Well, that's right. Now, it's interesting. Boucher rims it, just can't find the bucket. G.I. Joe gives it up to Polyblank. He's looking inside. It goes to Horvath again. Horvath has touched the ball so many times. I wonder what is...
That was beautiful, Bob. That was just a great pass inside. And Nick Horvath just spun to easy basket.
Well, he was way outside the keyhole. I don't think he even dribbled it. Nice reverse pivot, and he got right to the basket. Just showing his skills there as we see Cassidy slashing the lane and do what he does. Get to the rack.
Well, you see the pressure showing on Kenny Stone's face there. 35-point deficit, and from the corner, Chris Anderson can't knock it down, and the Stars want to cut into the lead now. They're down by 5. That's the largest lead at any point in the game thus far. 3:55 left to play in the first half. Cartwright, baseline, leading scorer in the ball game, trying to move against Lewis, throws it away. And Glenn Joe,
look at G.I., like his arm just hangs there. His left arm just sort of hangs there. Yeah, that's a lot of strapping there on that arm. And when he walks, you watch it when he takes his hand off his hips, it just sort of hangs around. And his right arm is just all active.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's playing the role that he needs to play. Boom. Now that would have hurt. If we
look at it. Look at he wins the big time.
Yep. Look at him protect the left arm. Well, we got a timeout taken. 3:46 left to play in the first half. Here's Coach Kenny Stone of the Auckland Stars.
And if you're going to go into Horvath, which they'll do, you're going to go into him. You want to double down off of either Leafa or Joe. Okay?
Oh, double.
So be aware. Okay, down here, let's go some swing. Okay, let's go some swing and get some action. Okay? Let's go, boys. Let's get after it now. Let's go, fellas. Hey, right now, they're taking it to us. Okay? We need to start pushing back. Let's go.
Let's lead back. Take this away. Okay? Don't get caught on guys curl and get off to the paint here. Ball's here, get guys in here, fill it up. Okay?
Yeah, that's good advice by Gordy McLeod, because like a couple of times the Saints have been caught with guys curling on screen and making easy baskets.
Well, that's right. The Saints are sort of walking wounded. Brendan Polyblank has a very sore foot, we understand.
He's got a lot of taping on his left ankle there.
He played 6 minutes in last week's game and sprained his ankle. He had some other problems with his plantar fasciitis in his left foot as well, so that didn't help the spraining of the ankle.
Well, he makes a move off the right. It's the baseline. Good pass to Horvath, who spins once again, double pumps it. Can't put it down. Nygaard back in the game for the Stars. And the other injured player, Glenn Joe, you see him there, number 13, dislocated a shoulder 2 weeks ago, and here he is playing again. And you'll see that he's really favoring that left shoulder. And from the top, Brock Gillespie knocks down his second three-pointer.
Well, the problem there for the Saints was that Brock Gillespie had time to make himself a cup of tea, drink it, and wash his cap.
The thing with shooters like that is you don't want to let them get into a rhythm. As we see Mickey T, nice little feed there, finishes off. But, you know, a shooter like Gillespie, he can get hot. So anytime he gets good looks like that, that's just another, you know, he's just going into his memory bank going, man, I'm feeling good now. So, you know, he can get into a rhythm all of a sudden.
Well, Polyblank is chasing him, and Polyblank's actually limping slightly. Horvath, the master of the boards, pulls down another rebound. And Glenn Joe still favoring that left arm, but still playing the role.
Yeah, the key for the Saints, though, is both of these guys, this is the end of the season. As we say, Brendan Polyblank, he nails his first three. But this is the end of the season. If the Saints don't win, they go home for the summer. So, you know, they have to come out and play, Bob. Simple as that.
Summer? I'm from the South Island, Jeff. We've had 14 days straight to frost.
There we go, Cartwright answers the question. Hey, scores a try of his own, his first for the game. 11 points in the ball game. He leads all scorers now. Daryl Cartwright, DC they call him.
Well, he's a story. You step off the bench, you play a blinder, and Chris Anderson knocks it down from about 2 meters beyond the arc.
I don't know if he saw the hoop. Josh Nygaard was standing right in front of him, hands both up in the air.
And that's a big body to try and send the hoop over.
Yep.
Josh Nygaard, he's a wide body.
Good three-point shooting from the Saints.
Cartwright inside to Nygaard. A little bump, a little push, and he goes around Horvath. Horvath, give him his credit, his due. He didn't foul, and I don't think he's got one foul in the game yet, Chip.
Yeah, he's the sort of guy that's not a dirty player, and like Josh Nygaard made the good move, so he's just going to let him go. You know, there's no sense of trying to block something after the guy's made such a good offensive move.
Then Joe into the paint, muscles his way, or tries to, and he shows no fear. He goes after the ball on the floor, left arm hanging or not. He's into it.
Absolutely no fear.
Timeout called by Gordy McLeod of the Saints. There's 1 minute and 2 seconds to play in the first half, and the Saints looking pretty comfortable here, sitting on a 5-point lead, 43-38. First of our two semifinals, and here's Coach Gordy McLeod, the Wellington Saints.
5 seconds on the clock.
Right here in front of you,
Okay? What I want you to do is fake as if you pass it here, just see if he's open. If that's open, that's going to go up. Okay? The other thing, B, the next thing, you're here. Okay? All right, so now what will happen is step as if you're going. Okay? Then you're here, T-Lou. He's going off. Then you step to the 3. So we want George first look, second look, or second look, second, third. Nick, just dive into the hole. So, hey, whoever it gets thrown to, you got to make the play. Now, guys, we're in the zone. Okay, rebound the ball. Safe. 1, 2, 3. Safe.
Well, Jeff Green, in a way, the strategy is pretty simple. You've got a guy like Horvath in the middle. He's got no fouls on him. He's causing absolute mayhem. You got to go into him time and time again. He's got 7 points, and he's getting a good look so often. And they'll keep going to him. Lewis manages to get the ball away from Cassidy, but had to heave it at the hoop because there was only 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, he could have taken at least one dribble, though, Bob. I think T-Lou just panicked a little. He could have taken the one dribble and maybe got a better shot off.
Well, we're into the last minute of play here in the first half. We're counting down at 42 seconds. Gillespie is going to take steps. Hop, skip, and a jump. It's called a triple jump now, and it's not allowed in basketball.
Yeah. Brock Gillespie, you know, he's the guy that was accused of kicking a player down in Otago a couple of weeks ago, and there you just saw him trying to rough up George Liafa a little.
I'm all ears.
Well, I'd put my money on Liafa in that one. Liafa brings it over halfway, 35 seconds and counting down. Liafa inside, nice pass, and Lewis gets an easy 2.
Great offense by the Saints, and George Liafa, what he did though, Bob, he ball faked. He threw the ball fake, and then Terence Lewis went straight down the lane and an easy layup. Oh, there you go. And that's exactly what I was just talking about before. Brock Gillespie, and that's just nonsense.
And look at George.
He'll get a technical. He'll get a technical.
George,
just silly.
George is cool as ice. He just stood there, said nothing.
Brock Gillespie's got to understand. George Liafa's won 3 championships in this league. Brock Gillespie's won nothing. That was just total nonsense. And here we go. Look, he gets the ball. Bang. That was just silly. And then George. So George says nothing. Well, George just says 1 or 2 things to him, puts the ball in his face. That's a brain explosion. That's a brain explosion. And more importantly, and now look, he's arguing with his coach. Brock Gillespie, we don't need your sort of type of player in the NBL. Simple as that, Bob.
Yeah, that's right. And Kenny Stone kind of ushers him to the end of the bench. So with 19 seconds left to play, you got Brock Gillespie sitting there packing a set, and the Stars are in trouble here. 45-38. It's all Saints.
Well, that's just a brain explosion, isn't it, Bob? And like as an American import, you should know better than that. So we got that. Here we go. Now look, Kenny goes over and talks to him. Oh, Kenny actually grabbed him by the shirt. That wasn't a come over here, son, and let's talk about it. That was get over here, pal, and let me tell you what you've done wrong. Yeah,
listen up.
Like all good coaches, take a seat. Take a seat, pal. You're not going to take any part in this.
And your seat is down there at the end.
And he is right at the end. He's at the very end of the bench. Lindsay Tate, who's not playing, is even closer to the game action than Brock Gillespie right now.
Like I said, that means Tate will get back in the game before Gillespie will. But anyway, that little bit of mayhem cost Gillespie some court time. A technical foul now being shot. 2 free throws will be taken by Brendan Polyblank. They're crucial. He's got the first. And that gives the Saints an 8-point lead. That's the biggest spread of the afternoon, 46-38. Still one to come, and they get possession at halfway, and there's 19 seconds. A lot of time to score, even more before the halftime hooter, Jeff.
Don't forget, Bob, we've got to give away yourself, myself, and Toops the 2006 Primo NBL semi-final MVP. And I hazard a guess that it won't be Brock Gillespie.
Well, I was just going to say, Gillespie just dropped out of contention, Jeff. So Horvath will inbound the ball from halfway. Shot clock starts. Same as the game clock. It's down to 16 seconds, and the Saints want one last good look before halftime here. This is a man who'd like to take it. Oh, nice pass underneath, but it's picked off by the Stars.
He was free about 3 seconds before that.
Liafa had the ball, saves it, gives it back to Casey Frank, and Flavel on the hooter puts it up and misses. So at the end of 20 minutes of play in the first of 2 semifinals here, the Saints sitting on 43, quite surprisingly, leading the Stars 38, 9-point spread in the first semifinal. And this is the same Saints team who've gone down twice to the Stars this year. 106-84 the first time they met, 76-64 the second time they met. And they really are looking pretty confident here in the first half. We'll go down to Chris Tupu talking with G.I. Joe.
Biggest lead of the half, Glenn Joe. Game plan seems to be working for you guys.
Yeah, it's not going too badly. You know, we knew Auckland would come out strong and they'd be scrappy and tough. And, you know, we've stayed with it so far. And we just got to get back into the changing room now and talk about things and hopefully come out even stronger in the second.
Now, Glenn, we saw you 2 weeks ago injure your left shoulder. It's pretty strapped up there now. Yep. How's it feeling out there?
No, it's feeling great. The physio's done a good job. The specialist said, you know, it's going to pop out at some stage. So why not give it a shot? We've only got 2 more games to go. So, you know, hopefully all goes well and we're in the finals next week.
Jeff Green's saying it's sort of flapping around like a big spotty, but yet your team is starting to gel well, and you're working well against that zone defence.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We knew that they were going to come out with a zone, and you know our systems are in place, and we've been working hard on them all week. So you know we just got to stick to our game plan, and hopefully all goes well.
Thanks, Glenn. I'll let you get into the changing room, mate. Good luck in the second half.
Wow, good on Glenn Joe. He's played a good first half. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. And remember, the Saints leading at halftime over the Stars, 47-38. Massive dunks. Terrence Lewis gets his own 2 back there. They managed to be 1 point ahead. Compliments of really Nick Horvath, who time and time again managed to weave his way between a couple of Stars defenders and get the 2 points. Flavel played so well for them. Cartwright came off the bench. He's the leading scorer in the game at this point with 11. And Casey Frank finds Boucher. Nice understanding. Good passing underneath. So at the end of 1 quarter, Saints by 1. In the second period, a little more teamwork from the Saints, and again, Horvath continued his damaging ways inside. Cartwright continued to produce for the Stars, but really, the Saints ended up on top. Lewis gets 3, and outscoring the Stars 23-15 in that second period. Horvath again, another 2. At halftime, 47 to the Saints, 37 to the Stars.
Well, Jeff Green, you know, the Stars haven't lost at home. Is this going to be their first loss?
I don't know if it'll be their first loss, too. I think they're just not in a rhythm right now. The Saints are playing very, very good basketball. As we saw, Nick Horvath is a huge part of that.
Horvath at one end, but for the Stars, the story has really been DC. Daryl Cartwright, one of the veterans in the league. He's getting it done for this Auckland side.
Yeah, he certainly is, and as you see, Daryl Cartwright is able to go down the lane with his right hand. Here he goes with his left hand. You know, he does it all, DC, and he's one of the veterans in this league. He can also finish on the break. You know, that's what it's all about, too. And look, he can even shoot the 3.
Well, he can even shoot the 3, all right. He has been hot from beyond the arc. He can shoot the ball very well, you know, when he gets going. And Cartwright really has kept the Stars team in the match. Top scorer for the game so far. Horvath at the other end, well, he continues to call the Stars, cause them trouble down in the paint.
Well, you know, Nick Horvath, he's a tough competitor. We know him all season long. Look at the way he does it. Shows a little bit of a ball fake, goes to the basket easily. Here he is inside against Casey Frank with the big rammer jammer. You know, Nick Horvath is quality player.
Well, Jeff, what do the Stars have to do to get back in this game against the Saints?
I think they just need to take a bit of heat out of their own game. I think they're just too wired, they're too hypo, and hopefully the Brock Gillespie thing doesn't take away from their game. I think you'll see them settle down. They haven't really got Casey Frank into the game. Dylan Boucher hasn't been terrorising the defence. I think they're the two keys.
And for the Saints, how are they going to keep ahead? You know, they're likely to come up against some more zone defence, I think, from Kenny Stone.
Yeah, I think what they've got to do is get the ball into the hands of Terence Lewis and maybe Mr. Anderson. He may be able to knock down a couple of more threes. Just do what they've been doing. They've been doing a great job offensively.
Now, last week you picked Queen Bee, Beatrice, to win the Dancing with the Stars. Who are you picking today, buddy, to win this game?
I knew you were going to ask me that too. I've said the dark horse all year long is going to be the Saints, but I don't know. Up against the defending champion, it's going to be tough. I'm not going to call it, Tooth. I'm not going to call it.
There we have it, Bob.
Well, half-time entertainment here by New Zealand Idol contestant Michael Murphy and his band, the 5-Star Fallout. And Kenny Stone will hope that name has nothing to do with the outcome of this game.
Thank you very much. Let's put in a big effort for the Stars in this last half. This is our last song. We are 5-Star Fallout. This one's called Seasons. Wanna take this moment, frame it like a picture on this shelf. Wanna always have you in my heart, keep you for myself. I just need you here, never say goodbye. The rain falls down, and turn around, and I'll see you start to cry. It's the life that we all know, it's the season of unknown. Is it everything you want it to be? Guess we'll never know. It's the life that we all know, it's the season of unknown. Is it everything you want it to be? Guess we'll never know. Wanna take you by the hand, wanna lay down on this hand, wanna tell you everything I'm feeling, make you understand. Want you always here, momentarily. I fall down, turn around, and your life is not to blame.
Great entertainment from Michael Murphy in the 5-Star Fallout. But right now, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with second half action right after this.
Guess we'll never know. It's the life that we all know. It's the season of unknown. Is it everything you want it to be? We'll never know. Guess we'll never know. Guess we'll never know.
TV2 Tuesday. I'll be your driver today. Fast cars, sexy ladies.
Want to go out with us later?
And lots of bottles of beer.
Oh, less hard, please.
The best race in the world gets Germany. And it's hard work. The Amazing Race, Tuesday, TV2.
Mom, when somebody sneezes, you say bless you, right?
Right.
But what are you supposed to say when somebody coughs?
Robitussin.
Robitussin has a product for every type of cough.
Robitussin.
It's Toy World's biggest ever toy sale with 20 to 50% off. That's 20 to 50% off at Toy World's biggest ever toy sale. New Zealand's toy experts and where the best toys come from.
Toy World!
I get no kick from champagne, so tell me why should it be true that I get a kick out of you?
Now here's trouble. Here's real trouble for Irene van Dijk.
Oh, she's caught on the baseline.
She must hold on here. Irene van Dijk, she's under real pressure.
Fisher and Paykel teaming up with the Silver Ferns.
We've been growing blackcurrants for years. We only grow the blackcurrant varieties that produce the highest juice quality and natural great taste. So So it's no surprise to us that every blackcurrant and New Zealand Ribena original is 100% Kiwi grown.
Buying a new car, how do you know the price and finance deal are fair?
Don't ask him. Give Pacific Retail Finance a call and sort out your finance beforehand. They'll give you an estimated market value and a history check free, and you'll have the freedom to buy where you want. So call PRF now on 0800 55 55 33 and put yourself in the driver's seat. Nice shoes.
In the beginning, when the creator was giving out stuff, New Zealand slept in. Have a mismatch?
Oh, mate, oil, gold, car manufacturing.
Oh, not too much then.
Diamonds, go to South Africa.
You gotta be quick around here.
5 apple lumps. Well done, New Zealand.
And that's how we beat the rest of the world. Big fella. To get these.
Introducing powerful Panadeine Plus, the maximum strength codeine-based pain reliever available without prescription. Its advanced formulation helps combat pain in 2 ways. Pain like a thumping headache. Period pain. Even muscle pain. If pain strikes, hit back with Panadeine Plus. The power to hit pain where it hurts.
Welcome back. The North Shore Event Center, the first of 2 semifinal matches. The Stars trying to win 3 times in a row in one season over the Saints. Gordy McLeod for the Saints. Right there talking with his players.
Here we go, Saints.
Well, it's one of the hardest. Sorry, Bob. It's one of the hardest things to do is to beat a team 3 times in a season. You know, that's very difficult to do. So I think that the Stars just have to try and regroup. I'm sure Kenny Stone has had a few words at halftime.
Why is that? A lot of people say that it's hard to beat them. What if they play them 5 times in a season? Is it hard to beat them all 5 times?
Well, I think against the Saints side, they're a good team, and to get up against this team 3 times in a row, it makes it difficult. And we've seen here, look, they're struggling. They're struggling to keep pace with the Saints at the moment.
And that's really an argument for things like a best of 3, a best of 5 series, because then you find out who the real champion is over a series of games rather than one-off games.
Well, 3 of 5, 4 of 7, 5 of 9, and on it goes. And underneath, Thompson just can't get the 2, but he gets his own rebound, puts it back up, and the Saints score first in the second half.
Well, Gordy McLeod diagrammed that play right before they went out, and they executed it to perfection.
But, what the thing here, he bobbles the ball first. Ball fakes, get the ball up, misses, and then he goes back up. And look how many blue shirts are around. There was Niger, there was Dylan Boucher, and in the end, Casey Freak got him across the arm. So the odds were on Mickey T's side, Bob.
Well, that's right. That's a big play. He starts the second half with effectively a 3-point play.
Pressure coming here from the Saints.
Now the Saints have gone back to a 2-3 zone. This is interesting. Boucher into the corner. And Gillespie, the bad boy, is starting the second half. Boucher on the baseline kicks it out to Nigut. And Gillespie, lots of time. As Jeff said, he had time to make a cup of tea, adjust his sights, and he drops it. That's 3 3-pointers for Gillespie.
And also he had time to put his anger away. Obviously, he's done that in the second, during the halftime break, and Kenny Stone's got confidence in getting him back into the game.
No, I think Kenny Stone squeezed that out of him, Jeff. Liafa trying to find Thompson, overpassing there. He had a nice little left-handed shot, and he passed it up. Full court pressure now coming from the Saints. Is this a good move, Chris?
Yeah, I think definitely, push the issue a little bit. The thing about, presses or little half-court defenses like that is by the time they get down here, look, they got 10, 12 seconds on the shot clock. So you might not necessarily get a steal, but you're going to give them less time to set up their half-court offense.
Good call, good call. Boucher looking for Casey Frank. Nice little fake to the hoop, off the glass. Nigut just can't put it in.
No, but
Stars.
Nick Horvath got the little block on Casey Frank initially.
Oh, and George Liapa heard footsteps coming up behind him.
Yeah, they were Robin Hood's, Dylan Boucher.
Well, Liapa is going to be called for a charge.
No, he isn't.
No,
he dished off nicely inside the Mickey T, and Mickey T was easily. And here we go. Look, George Liafi goes down the lane, dishes inside the Mickey T, and I can only assume that the foul was on Judd Flavel at some stage there too, because from that angle I couldn't see anything.
I think that's what they called it. Mickey T from the charity stripe, can't get it to go. 11 points the lead for the Saints. First semi-final.
And now the Saints are going to sit back in the zone. They're just going to wait for the Stars to prove they can shoot the three. Liafa gets the steal. Terrence Lewis on the glass, and it just will not drop for him, but he's going to get a couple of free throws.
Oh, are they? No basket.
No basket. 3. Hold. 2.
Yeah, Terrence was hoping, he was looking, he wanted the call.
Yeah, I thought he actually traveled. He did a little half step before he shot the ball.
Sorting out the feet, which one's going to go first?
Yeah. I don't know. Is it just because I'm looking for a referee's badge?
Oh, you're pretty hot on that call right now, Jeff. You called steps 2 or 3 times this game. You were reading the rule book last night. Or your team must have been guilty of a couple of traveling positions.
Just before the Germany football, the FIBA World Cup game, I needed something to do, so I decided to pull out the rule book for basketball.
And hunt for some obscure rule like traveling, which actually shouldn't be so obscure. Lewis makes the free throw, 54-41. Biggest lead of the afternoon, 13 points now. The Stars struggling. And they're struggling against the zone. Good call from Gordy McLeod. Flavel puts up the 3. A gets it.
Well, that's a big shot for Judd Flavel. He's a shooter or a basketball player that likes to, play. He's a confident shooter, put it that way. So that'll help his confidence, that shot.
Nice pass inside. Horvath's shot blocked. The ball was, well, I thought it was going to be saved by Thompson, but he steps out of bounds. So the Stars now scored a 3. They saved the ball from going out of bounds. Got the ball on the out-of-bounds play, and Brock Gillespie pulls up, can't knock it down. Nygaard has it stolen from him by Terrence Lewis.
Well, that's the key for the Saints right now, isn't it? They've been active, whether it's George Liafa or whether it's been Mickey T or a Terrence Lewis here. Everyone has been active defensively, and that's been the key for the Saints' success right now. With a 10-point lead.
Yeah, look at Gordy McLeod. He brings in off the bench Chris Anderson and Polly Blank.
Well, the key there is that he didn't bring off Glenn Joe, so perhaps Glenn's shoulder is starting to worry him more.
Well, he did get knocked pretty hard in the first half, but Polly Blank and Anderson, both good shooters. Polly Blank starting to work from the corner. Thompson can't find him. And the Saints shot 55% in the first half to 46% for the Stars.
And look, there's Glenn Joe. He looks on. And like, even his right shoulder's sort of slightly dropped there.
Well, his whole body's beginning to droop a little bit, but marvelous effort for him to get ready for this game, and he played so well in the first half. Good role player, as Jeff said. Bounce pass into Nygaard, turnaround jump shot. He gets a roll.
Oh, that was more than a roll. There was something on that basket that just tipped it in.
Lady Luck smiled on him. 54-46, and the Stars are getting back into the ball game. They're under the 10-point mark now.
It's all about that rhythm that we talked about at halftime.
Horvath spins, kicks it out. Liafa gives it up in the corner. Anderson.
We got a blocking foul. Casey Frank down on the baseline.
Here. Big call here. Casey Frank. It's his third foul. Third foul on Casey Frank, and we're early in the third period.
Well, Kenny Stone's got to get him out.
Well, here we go. Look, there you go. Mr. Anderson goes baseline, and Casey, he's leaning over. Like, even though his hands are up, his hips trying to sway into the body and push him out of bounds. So Fair call.
And just to defy you, Jeff, G.I. Joe jumps up and gets into the game for the Saints.
You've got to be kidding me. I know we're giving out the MVP Primo Award for the semi-finals, but we may have to give out a Courageous Award.
Now Horvath called for steps on the dribble out front. Went down the lane and got the jam. There's G.I. Joe with that heavily strapped left shoulder, dislocated 2 weeks ago. Pretty amazing that he's playing in the game, but such is the boy's grit. He's here and playing quite well. 54-46. Jump shot from Nygaard. Goes up and around the rafters, comes down and drops in.
Well, I wonder if he's Irish. American Irish there, Bob.
Well, he's probably got shamrocks in his shoes, Jeff. That's the only explanation.
Brock Gillespie almost comes up with a nice heads-up steal.
Into the game, Terrence Lewis replacing Michael Thompson, who's tired. He gets a spell. 5.5 minutes to play in the third period. It was 9 points at halftime. The Saints looking pretty comfortable. The Stars looking a little bit rattled.
But I think they just got into a rhythm, the Stars, now. You know, and it helps when you get the odd little tiny bounce, a tiny little roll, tiny little basket, as Josh Nygaard has been able to get.
Yeah, defense is bringing him right back in it. Horvath, his shot blocked by Nygaard. Ball's on the floor, and Horvath picks it up. Shot clock expires.
Well, I think the referees will ask because I assume Nick Horvath's shot hit the ring, which means that the shot clock should be reset. And if that's the case, it's not a shot clock violation. No, they're saying that it didn't hit the ring, so consequently, it is a shot clock violation.
Well, that's a crucial turnover. No points. Sort of a psychological blow as well, and the Stars have the Saints a little bit rattled. They're making their run. It's 54-48, back to 6 points. They were down 13 just moments ago, and they're straight back into the ball game. Flavel from the free throw line, and it's now a 4-point game.
He steadied the ship like any good point guard should do.
Sounds like a point guard talking to.
Flavel has got this Auckland side back in the game for sure.
G.I. Joe down the lane, looking for Horvath, overpasses it, and maybe they're looking for Horvath.
Need a timeout. The Saints need a timeout right now because things are just not working like they were in the first half. And as we say it, then comes a timeout for the Saints.
Yep, 4:55 to play in the third period. The Saints have called timeout. They've seen their 13-point lead virtually evaporate. They lead by 4, 54-50. The coaching staff talking things over. And now we'll get down to the bench and listen to Gordy McLeod.
This is a four-quarter basketball game.
We're making that call for the AUT.
Worry about the processes along the way. Okay? Let's get our defense back where we need to be. At the offensive end of the floor, mix up what we're running. Okay? On a miss, get into our basic. Get ball reversal, play a movement, then play off it. Mix our sets up where we want to go. We want to go at their bigs. Okay? They're starting to run. They're 1-4 where they're going at our big inside. Okay? So what we're doing on a miss, we go into our man, on a made, we're in our zone. Okay? Now remember what we want to do in our zone. Let's go, Saints. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Well, talking about shifting defenses, when they make it, they'll go back into a zone. Otherwise, they're going to front up, play man-to-man. And Gordy McLeod just trying to establish a little bit more composure, saying it's a four-quarter game. And the Stars inbound the ball. Full court pressure now coming from the Saints. This will slow the Stars up, they hope. Flavel, pretty confident bringing it over halfway.
Here we go, back on offense, Jeff Flavel.
Casey Frank, he'll hit that. Leave him alone, he'll knock it down, but he misses that one. Nygaard gets the rebound. Gets another one. Shooting percentage not the best, and the Gillespie,
well, the little leprechaun that was helping Josh Nygaard out, probably gone out for afternoon tea.
A shadow fell over Gillespie, and he decided to pull out of that shot. Fires that one, though. And the ball's on the floor, and once again, the Stars are going to get possession. I believe it goes out of bounds. Nope, goes over to the Saints. Bit of a lolly scramble. The Saints lucky to get possession there. 54-50, they need 2 points. They've been pretty quiet since halftime. They've scored 7 points. Anderson looking for Horvath. Goes to the hoop, and it's blocked away by Reese Cassidy. Whoa, in-your-face basketball.
Well, what was wrong with that from Nick Horvath was that it was like he was in slow motion, Toops. All of a sudden, he just sort of went to the basket as if he was slow motion. I don't know. What
Well, he had to pick the ball up off the ground, I think, and then he didn't get the ball on the run, if you like. But no, he should have probably just jammed it.
The Stars are so aggressive now. Defensively, they're double-teaming the guy with the ball in the corner. They're out-hustling the Saints right now. The Saints are starting to question themselves. You can see it in their play. It's become far more hesitant. So confident a few minutes ago. Cassidy backing in, and he draws a foul.
Well, there you go. Reese Cassidy, that X-factor that we've talked about a number of times about this Auckland Stars team. He's the sort of guy that can come and give you good defense, give you good points off the bench. And look at this. He knows that Brendan Polyblank's got an ankle injury, so he's able to take him down off the dribble, get a foul called on. Good play, Reese Cassidy.
4-point spread as Cassidy lines up to shoot a couple of charity tosses. Now the curse is working.
One shot, one.
One to come, and Gordy McLeod just a little bit puzzled, a bit bemused how his team seems to have switched from confident and on top.
They've pretty much
hesitant.
Let a 13-point lead almost completely evaporate.
And you watch on defense now, the Stars just pushing the Saints around, pretty well causing all kinds of problems. Lewis, I don't know where that came from, but it was a great shot.
No, that's a good basket by Terrence Lewis. It's a little left-hand hook shot. He is a lefty. And, of course, he's too big and strong for someone like Judd Flavel, no matter how good
as far as guards go in the league, he's probably got the best post-up game of any guard in the league, and he has done for quite a while. Be fair to say that. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, I agree with you, too.
Back to the basket, he's got the goods.
T-Lou, and we saw early on in the Saints season, T-Lou was playing a lot of forward.
Well, Lewis just called for his second foul. Frank, couple of fakes, then a fadeaway off the glass. Nice touch from Casey Frank. It's been pretty quiet.
Well, obviously the Wollongong Hawks like the way that Casey Frank plays. They're looking for him.
Oh, his game has matured, no doubt about it. Flavel holding on to Polyblank, no foul, and here comes Gillespie, haunted by Liapa, who goes up and says it's payback time, bro.
And there certainly was payback. And George Liapa, but admittedly,
it's a good hard foul.
Yeah, it was a good hard foul. It was nothing dirty about it. Look, George went for the ball right here. He goes up, looks for the ball, and Brock Gillespie falls down. To his credit, Brock Gillespie got up straight away and went straight to the free throw line. Here we go. Look, he jumps up straight away.
Well, that's right. The statement, the final statement of that little confrontation was one man was left standing, and that was Liapa.
Well, and you always say as a coach, good foul, because if they miss one of two, that's a good foul. Now, if he misses both, that's a great foul. So it was only a good foul, Bob.
Well, that's right. A good foul from Liapa, who's now marked by Gillespie as he brings it over halfway. 56-54. The lead now only 2 points to the Saints. 13 early in the third period.
Well, the defense from Auckland's definitely stepped up a notch.
Well, look, they're pushing the Saints players so high, so far away from the basket, and then they double team in the corner.
That's exactly right. And Terrence Lewis travels with the ball. And what a great defensive set there.
Saints are rattled.
Daryl Cartwright on screen there came across, helped out his old mate Dylan Boucher. That was great. Look at this, Dylan Boucher now running the point with Juddy Flavel trying to get some rest on the bench.
Gillespie wants a pick for himself. In the corner, Boucher. Saints give up the baseline, and Boucher underneath gets a two. Little fake, and Horvath stays off and doesn't want to swat it.
Tied up now, Bob. Tied ball game.
That was a veteran move from Dylan Boucher.
Saints really under pressure now. Offensively, they're gone. They're hesitant. They're stuttering. They can't get it into Horvath. There they do. Back to Liapa. Into the lane. He gets nice roll. He gets a two. Big shot from George Liapa.
Well, he's got to take that shot. You know, because a couple of times he's gone down the lane and looked for the pass off, and they're scouting that well, the Auckland Stars, as Cassidy misses a sitter from
Cassidy, well, that could be
blank
costly.
range. Yep.
But that's okay because, like as we said before, Reece Cassidy is one of those X-factor players, and he's able to do things. Oh, that was a lovely basket, Nick Horvath. I don't know why no one was called for a foul.
How's the pass?
Oh, the pass was
fantastic.
Leafa delivering it on a silver platter.
Horvath carried 2 Stars players with him to the hoop, made the 2, and then pleading with the refs to give him a foul. Casey Frank, baseline. Well, the Stars now give up the ball a couple of times, and Leafa, overdoing things, almost loses it on the break. Kicks it back out. Horvath to Lewis, who throws a 3. And the Stars knock it out of bounds. Lucky break there for the Saints.
Well, lucky break, and they're still 4 up though, Bob. That's the key. I'm sure they had that 13-point lead at one stage, but they're hanging in there.
Well, you
That's the
see,
key.
you see it so often. The Stars come back at them. They get within 2 points. Then they make a couple of mistakes, and the air goes out of the tires, and suddenly the Saints begin to click a little bit.
Yeah, Kenny Stone was a little upset. He thought that came off a Saints' hand just then.
Thompson against Cartwright. Goes to the hoop. He draws a foul. Cartwright hits him.
Just a powerful move there from Mike Thompson.
Yep, Thompson one-on-one against Daryl Cartwright. Very quick foot speed, and he jumps so well.
Here we see the ball coming down. Mickey T makes his move. And right across the arm there, DC started his chainsaw up.
He just get him well and truly hooked. Gillespie leading with 12 points in the game. Cartwright on 11, Niga 10, all for the Stars. And for the Saints, Lewis, the only one in double figures. He's on 11, Polyblank 9, Thompson and Horvath on 9. Thompson misses the first free throw. 4-point spread, 18.3 seconds left in period 3. Well, it disappeared into the basket and then popped out again. That's it, Tanifa.
Yeah, no, I think the Tanifa's down that end and the Leprechaun's at the other end. Amazing stuff.
It is. 4-point spread. Boucher looking for somebody to get the ball to. Cartwright gets it. 3-point shot. It's beautiful.
He's feeling it. DC.
Would you believe it? Right on the bell. Cartwright hits a 3, and we got a 1-point ball game. The Saints lead the Stars 60-59. We'll take a break. We'll be back into this.
Mum said, don't go.
Separate them as Wellington ran into a drought. They scored 13 points in the third period. Jeff Green against 21 for the Stars.
Well, oh yes, and nothing's changed with Casey Frank. He was absolutely monstered that day.
Well, he's been a bit quiet the last couple of TV games, but there we have it. That's another one for the highlight reel. Casey Frank going upstairs. Team back in the lead. The Stars, that is.
So emphatic on that dunk. Casey Frank shoves them back into the lead by 160-160. Horvath, ball's on the floor. Double team. Leafa from the free throw line, just can't get it. The ball goes to Boucher, and here come the Stars. Back in the ball game.
Stars' ways right now, Bob. All going Stars' way.
Flavel, nothing but rhythm and blues.
Well, Flavel gets it going on the break. Some key baskets from him in that third quarter really brought the Stars back.
Well, the Saints have to score right here. They need a score. Not a turnover like that.
Throws it away. The Saints, nerves have hit them. There's ice in their elbows. Nothing, but nothing is working.
Well, Bob, I said they needed a basket there, and they threw it away. Now they need a defensive stand right here because, like, they can't afford to let the momentum of that Casey Frank dunk, the Judd Flavel 3, get to them. They're now 3 down. They need a good defensive stand right here.
Well, if they think of themselves as Custer.
And that's it. There it is.
Yep.
There was a great charge taken by Terrence Lewis, the veteran.
It's a crafty little move. He threw the ball away on the previous play. He gets down there and draws a foul.
Well, he needed to. Look, here we go. Reece Cassidy, my X-Factor, my X-Man, goes in and drills Terrence Lewis.
Thompson out front with the ball. Pongia back in the game for the Saints. They got a three-point shooter in there now. Liapa is fouled by Flavel.
Well, just another team out there playing defense, really, for the Stars. You know, from what we saw in the first half, definitely the third and the fourth quarter, we've seen an increase in intensity, and that's what you want in playoff games.
You're right, Chris. Must be 300% increase in intensity. It just turned the game right around. The pendulum immediately began coming back the Stars' way. 63-60, Stars by 3. Lewis floating along the baseline, loses the ball. Good steal.
Casey Frank just took it out of his hands like it was candy out of a baby.
Nice pass to Cassidy. That's 2 sitters that Cassidy's missed in the ball game. I know he won't like me reminding him of that, but really, you have to say, there's 4 points gone begging. Lewis, inside. Thompson, double teamed. Puts the ball on the floor. It's double dribble, but there's going to be a foul called.
Foul called first.
Well, they've got to do a better job of kicking the ball out from those double teams down in the block there. 2 or 3 times down, we've seen Horvath get it in there that time. Mickey T got it in the paint, drew a couple of players. We've got to have a quick exit pass. There's a double. There's a double.
Yeah, and there was no one available.
There's no one available. So
no one available.
They've got to do a couple of things. Get open, and that guy's just got to kick out straight away.
Well, you're right, Chris. Inside Lewis, the old veteran, weaves his way through the tall trees there and gets 2.
They needed that basket, Bob.
Did they what? 62-63, the Saints score. It's kind of broken the drought, maybe.
Well, they made that defensive stand, and now they've come back with a basket. So that's a good little passage of play for the Saints.
Flavel misses it, but they get the ball back as the ball is spiked high. It's a good move. You can't get your hands cleanly on the rebound. Hit it hard to the point guard. From the corner, Cartwright, weak side rebound to Frank. And he steps out with it. Flavel once again. He's got it! Big shooting.
He's feeling it right now. Judd Flavel, 11 points in the ball game.
Yeah, he's played such a good game, stepping up, taking over from Lindsay Tate.
More importantly, the 5 assists that he's got as well. That's the thing that I like about Juddy's game today.
Very mature, head on his shoulders, baseline. Thompson down. He's tied up. And referee blows tie ball.
Yeah. Don't forget, guys, we've got to start thinking very shortly. The 2006 NBL Primo semi-final MVP. Right now, they've got a timeout. What do you think, Bob, right now? Who's your MVP?
Well, a little bit hard to tell. I guess Horvath would be one of them. But I think Boucher's coming into his own. He's sort of directing the team. But Judd Flavel's played so well as well.
I'd look at Cartwright, Flavel, you know, depending on how this last little 6 minutes goes.
Yeah,
maybe someone like Casey Frank, if he can get, you know, just consolidate.
Yeah, right
he's been an underlying leader all along, you know that.
Right now for me it's Daryl Cartwright. He's done all the little things. He's got 14 points on the board. He's done a whaler job on the boards, and also, you know, he's just his presence, and he got a huge block on Nick Horvath. So right now, you know, it looks like 2-1 at the moment to maybe Daryl Cartwright.
Well, we'll continue to talk about that. 6:48 left to play in the game, and here's the Stars bench, Coach Kenny Stone.
Right under the hoop. Okay, because your man will double will help. Yeah, so be aware of that. Post. Let's go. Come on, start putting up on defense.
Everything you do is hold it strong. Go strong with the basketball. All right, fellas. Hey, strong defense right now.
Come on now, fellas. Keep that defense.
It's so interesting. The Stars have sort of slumbered their way through 2.5 periods of basketball. And then midway through period number 3, woke up, came alive.
Well, it's like that in basketball, and particularly in semi-final basketball, Bob, where there's ebbs and flows. And the problem was the Saints just couldn't maintain that lead. And give it to the Stars defense. They really came to play in that third quarter and started it off in the fourth quarter as well.
They just intimidated them. They double-teamed them. They made it tough to pass. They pushed the offense way outside.
Well, Nick Horvath puts a shot up and was able to get his own rebound quite easily.
And it's a 2-point ball game. 6.5 minutes to play. And from the top, Casey Frank.
Well, he loves this time of the game. This is when it's all on the line, and Casey Frank in this fourth quarter, those are two huge shots that he's had, the dunk first and that tray.
G.I. Joe back in the ballgame for the Saints from the corner. Oh, look at the play from G.I. Joe. He gets his hand in there, knocks it high for Terrence Lewis.
Valuable minutes Glenn Joe has contributed today.
Gutsy effort from him. Polyblank, another shot, this time from the top of the key, and it's nothing but air. Throws it long, should be an easy 2 points. Cartwright has the ball picked out of his hand, so the foul is going to be tagged against Polyblank.
You know, that's a terrible call from the referee, Tim Brown, because, look, he had no angle on that. He looked from behind. You watch this. Look at where Tim Brown is, the referee. He was way behind. There was a player in the way. How can you call it? That's the one thing that coaches just go mental at with the referee when they are just not sighted. And they assume there was a foul.
Well, it's a big call. It gives Cartwright a couple of free throws. He misses the first. 69-64. 5-point spread here for the Stars. Looking a little bit ominous here for the Saints, Chris.
Well, it is. It's not over yet, though, but this Saints side, you know, on the road, they've travelled pretty well.
They need to score here, too. They need a good score here. An easy basket, not just a basket, but something that's easy.
Well, offensively, they're out of synchrony. There's nothing coherent about what they're doing. The Stars are just punishing them, pushing them right out of their offensive sets.
Well, Dylan Boucher, he fouled G.I. Joe, Glenn Joe, shooting a jump shot.
This is going to be
not
interesting.
happy with himself.
The one-armed bandit going to the line.
Good shot of Boucher there. Mr. Hustle, 125% at least every game. 4 fouls on Boucher. Yep, that's going to be
crucial.
something for him to think about.
That's crucial for the Stars because Dylan, it's still 5:36 on the clock to go, and he is essential to the Stars lineup in terms of the hustle that they produce.
Hustle, motivation, leadership, you name it.
Here we go. You should technically, too, if you're a great free throw shooter, technically you should be just shooting the free throws one-handed anyway.
One-hand shot, yep. The other hand's just along the side there, just to guide it in.
Well, Glenn Joe misses the first. Crucial free throws here. He needed to make both of them. He slots one. So it's a 4-point spread, 65-69. Full court pressure now from the Saints, trying to disrupt the Stars, and they do. Casey Frank, remember, they got 8 seconds to get it over halfway, and they just manage it. Half a second to spare. Boucher directing traffic. He's into the lane. Nygaard. Just dropped the dime down to Josh Nygaard, and Josh Nygaard didn't have to do anything other than just throw it up.
Well, it was a good seal from Nygaard down low. Kept the man on his back and walked into that pass, didn't he?
He certainly did. That was beautiful.
Terrence Lewis, could you believe that? A little Scoopy-Doo shot from the baseline.
Scooby-Doo.
The veteran. Tilu.
Is he related to Scooby-Doo?
Well, Scooby-Doo patented that shot.
Scooby-Tilu.
Oh, Frank with another big three. He's hurting him from outside now. He's in contention for MVP.
Well, you've got to say that the Auckland Stars captain is leading from the front.
6-point lead, 73-67. Lewis from the baseline. He gets a roll. How in the world does he do it?
The captain's going toe-to-toe here. Tilu for the Saints and Casey Frank for the Stars.
The man knows pressure, but he can overcome it. He scored the last 2 times up. Cassidy baseline. He's double-teamed. Tries to force it up. It's blocked. The Saints come away with it. That could be a big turnover.
This is a crucial position for the Saints. Crucial.
Oh, nice pass. Polyblank is blocked. Nygaard comes across and knocks him to the deck.
Oh, he got one right in the chest.
You've got to love that back door, though. I mean, that's great basketball.
Yeah, look at this here on the replay. Terrence Lewis found, Josh Nygaard said, hello, son, and right in the chest.
Yep. BP's, Brendan Polyblank had the peace of mind to finish his shot off.
Well, there's a good definition of a late tackle. Nygaard knocks Polyblank down. He was winded. He's up. Couple of deep breaths. The left-hander now will try to slot the one for the free throw. That'll give him a three-point play. He does. They're back. The Saints are back. They never stop marching. 73-72. Boucher double team. Now Boucher's playing point guard, bringing the ball up. Nygaard inside. Backs in against Horvath. Little hook shot. Beautiful stuff.
That was lovely stuff by Josh Nygaard. A nice little jump hook over the outstretched hands of Nick Horvath.
Three-point lead. Polyblank bounces the ball off his foot. You can't believe it.
Well, it's because of that ankle problem that he's got. He's not having the movement that he's able to get generally, and consequently his game is just out of sync a little bit.
Well, I think you're right, Chet. It's all a matter of timing. Flavel double-teamed as he comes high. He's looking inside. Nygaard fronted up by Polyblank. Big size difference there, and Boucher saves it. Thrown outside to Casey Frey. The big jumper gets the ball in the corner. Boucher can punish them, but he doesn't. Tries to save it again.
Twice. What a workhorse Boucher is.
Yeah, but Daryl Cartwright got the little tip there as well. So
look, it hurts the Saints. Twice they've given up the shot, the rebound off the shot.
The Saints need a timeout, I think, just to settle things down.
Well, you called it, Jeff. Timeout taken now by Coach Gordy McLeod of the Saints with 2:54 to play. Stars by 3, 75-72.
Less than 3 minutes in the final quarter of somebody's.
Look it down to the Wellington Saints bench.
3 points. There's still plenty of
Running
time.
a flex cut. We're kicking it back. We're going to Nick. Okay, now they're going to double. So now what should happen? We should have you and Chris on the three-point line. Okay, T-Lou, you're going to be here. Okay, so when it comes back, right, you guys hold up.
So me and B's exchange.
No, you guys hold up there. George, this is going to be you. All right? Now, when that guy doubles, okay, wants you to cut to the hole. Okay? T-Lou, you just fill into the hole. Our shooters, and we play from that. Now, we want that, or we want train. And the train, mix it up and curl. We want to curl you. Okay? All right, now, hey, if we get 6 down, I want to go black start. Okay? Black start, see if you can turn. If not, then back to the post. Hey, stop. And board. Saints, 1, 2, 3. Saints, get on the board.
Well, it's the commentator's dream. We've got just under 3 minutes to play. There's only 3 points separating the teams. Stars will inbound the ball. It's anybody's ball game, but really you have to say the Stars still, I think, are on a roll here. The Saints are struggling, but they've come back at them.
Well, they are struggling, but don't count them out. They haven't got here because they're not a very good basketball team. They know what they're doing. They've just got to have faith in their system.
Well, Jeff, another player has just come into contention for MVP. It's got to be Terrence Lewis. His shooting the last couple of minutes has been phenomenal. Horvath with the rebound. Thrown out of bounds. It was knocked out of bounds by the Stars. Flavel, I think, had his hand in there, and Liapa almost had the ball pinched. Oh, here's a good matchup again. Gillespie, 10th and final round against George Liapa. Horvath misses the roll.
Oh, he missed the layup, and that's something that you could normally count on for Nick Horvath.
Tell you what, Horvath looks tired
for him, isn't it, down there?
Horvath looks tired. Slow on that move. He missed that shot. He wouldn't have done that in the first period. And Mr. Anderson.
Chris Anderson, what a great steal there. Well, I said it before, didn't I, Bob?
He fires and he's got
Chris
a
Anderson
lock-up game.
with a big three.
Oh,
but I said it before, Nick Horvath, I thought he went to the basket like he was in slow motion. I think he is tired. And the Saints just haven't had another big man to be able to match it with Brendan Polyblank.
Well, he's carried a big load. He definitely has carried a big load. And tell you what, Casey Frank has been working him in this last 2 quarters as Brock sets up his teepee and drains a critical three-pointer from the corner.
Mate, he made a cup of tea for everyone in the crowd the amount of time he had there.
He even looked down and checked his feet to make sure it was going to be an honest three. Liafa dribbles through. Oh, my goodness me. Liafa cooks up something special.
George Liafa split the double team up the high there beautifully and went down the lane and finished off great.
Yeah, well, a three-pointer countered with a 2, so it's a 1-point lead to the Stars. 1 minute, 20 seconds.
Oh, Johnny Flavel, the veteran, has come back with a huge three-bob. Huge.
Well, it gives the Stars a 4-point lead. Can you believe it? 1 minute and 10 seconds counting down. Pass over to Horvath. Knocked out of bounds by Flavel. So the Saints will inbound the ball. We got a timeout being taken by the Stars with 1 minute, 7 seconds to play. And they're sitting on a 4-point lead, 81-77 over the Saints.
Well, some great clutch shooting in this dying stage of the game. Casey Frank, a couple of big threes to start that fourth quarter. Gillespie.
And Juddy Flavel. You know, someone like a veteran like Judd Flavel's been around this league a long, long time. And what a way to showcase his skills in the semi-final game. Now, boys, has he jumped into MVP consideration? Juddy Flavel.
Of course he has. We've got so many players in line. Nygot's played so well. Even, dare I say it, Gillespie sneaked back in there with his shooting.
No, we can't give it to him.
Cartwright, Lewis, Polyblank, Horvath, you name it. It's going to be tough.
Burger King, Alton, TV2. GI Jewish Auckland Stars suppliers, families and friends. Johnson
we can turn this into reality television, Jeff, picking the MVP. We can string this out for about 10 weeks.
French Stop, Tippett Bars, AUT University, and IFM.
Some balanced scoring coming from the Stars side. 5 players now in double figures, led by Josh Nygaard with 17 points in the ball game. Then Gillespie with 15, Frank with 15, Cartwright 14, Flavel now into double figures, 11 points in the ball game.
Well, the Saints need to score here, definitely. There's no two ways about it. They need a good score.
Polyblank spins. Oh, he overkicks it. He should have gone up. He was 3 feet from the basket, had a good look, and he passed off.
What was he thinking, Brendan Polyblank? He should have shot the ball. Someone of his caliber.
They've been trying to push it to Horvath the whole game, and finally Polyblank is looking at the basket, and he gives up the 2 points and tries to hit Horvath. Ball goes out of bounds. Stars in control here, 45 seconds and counting down. They lead by 4. Boucher loses the ball on the dribble. He shouldn't have put the ball to the floor.
Still a lot of time for the Saints to get an easy score here.
He takes steps.
He travels. Yes, he traveled. He took a bus to the basketball hoop. And the referee saw that one ball.
Certainly did. Liafa just sort of ran out of rhythm there.
Well, we've got a timeout now. Kenny Stone just wants to go through the last 32.8 seconds on the clock and talk about it.
32 seconds.
And Jeff, now we can talk seriously. What are we going to do about this MVP? There's just so many contestants here.
Well, Chris Tubu is going with Juddy Flavel. If you look at his stats, 11 points, the 7 assists that he's thrown, and the good, just all-round generalship that he's displayed. So that's who Tubu's going with. Who are you going with, Bob? I'll wait till last.
Well, it's hard to say. I think one of the players I'd have to have right up there, 1 or 2, would be Casey Frank. He's hit a couple of threes. He really ripped it open in the second half. He leads by example underneath the basket, and
you get it, you come down.
He's the heart and soul of their defense. I think he's tired out Horvath.
Well, let me throw in someone that we all know can play the game, Dylan Boucher. Let's look at his stat line. He's only scored 4 points. He's got 7 rebounds.
Skip it out for the
he's got 8 assists.
Okay, then we got to take time off.
He's got a number of steals, and more importantly, he's touched the basketball on defense with a bit of leather more than a half dozen times. I'm going with Dylan Boucher.
Okay, well, let me throw another one at you. Terrence Lewis. Without the big veteran, the old veteran, the Saints wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be here. His shooting in the fourth period's been phenomenal.
Can we give the MVP
got 17
to someone
points.
that's lost?
Well, we don't know who's winning and who's losing. Well, we know who's winning, but we don't know who has won just yet.
If the Saints win, yes, I agree. We'll go with Terrence Lewis.
Okay. And the Stars inbound the ball. Immediately a foul called.
Only if the Saints win, we'll go with Terrence Lewis, Bob. Now all we've got to do is decide if the Stars win, who we're going with.
Okay.
The Primo NBL MVP.
Gillespie is fouled by Gillespie. 4 seconds, 3.5 seconds elapse on the clock. Leafa fouls Gillespie. And still, the Saints have a foul to give away here. Now it'll be shooting. Should be a shooting situation. They're trying to... No. Next one to come.
The MVP does stand for the most valuable player, so we can't give it to Brock Gillespie because that was the most violent play that he made.
Now that was the 5th foul. Now there'll be...
5 fouls, George.
The bench is signaling that was the 5th.
A 15 foul?
Well, I think so.
No, the Saints money, that's their 4th team foul. So they were in the penalty. Yep, they were in the penalty. That's 5 fouls for George Leafa.
Okay.
So George is fouled out of the game.
Well, Leafa's out. Somebody had to commit the fouls because they had to stop the clock. Now, G.I. Joe, the man with the virtually useless left arm, comes in, but he's another guts and determination. This young man who's played so well in pain. Frank is fouled by Terrence Lewis. Now, Casey Frank will walk the length of the court, shape up to the charity stripe, and he's got 2 free throws to come. They're sitting on a 4-point lead. He could ice it here, Jeff.
Yeah, this is good strategy, though, by the Saints, because, as you say, he could ice the game here with a 6-point lead with 2 free throws. But let's just think about it. If he misses one, then it's only a 5-point ball game. The Saints still have a lot of time on the clock. If he misses both, it's still a 4-point ball game, and it's still wide open. So, as you say, he has the chance to ice it. And he's blowing into his hands like his hands are cold.
Yep. Gordy McLeod talking with Dallas Pickering, the referee, sorting out something. Now, if Frank makes the first, that shoves it into a 5-point lead. If he misses the second, the Saints have got to box off the 2 players. Well, Boucher's the only star lining up for a rebound. They must get the rebound, and they've got to get up the court quickly and get a shot. So there's a 5-point lead. Now Boucher could shove it to a 6-point lead, almost insurmountable, with 25.8 seconds left to play, Jeff.
Well, it's a 5-point ball game. Let's have a look. It's still a 5-point ball game, and that's where the Saints now have a lot of time to get a 3 off, even a quick 2, and foul again quickly.
Polly Blank from the corner, can't get it down, and Cartwright clears the boards. That's it. Stars are going to win the first of 2 semifinals here. Polly Blank with a foul on Judd Flavel with 11 seconds to go. But I think that's it, Jeff. That's it.
That's it. That's the ball game.
First finalist.
So let's not sit on the fence now. We've got 1 vote for 2 shots. Judd Flavel from Chris Tupou. You've got yourself with Casey Frank. I'm going with Dylan Boucher. Now, we can't just sit here and do paper, scissors, rock.
No, that's right.
So we have to make a call.
Well, you people are just going to have to change your votes. I'm sticking with Casey Frank. Flavel makes a free throw. It's a 6-7-point ball game now.
Yeah, I'm not going to be pig-headed about this. I'm not going to stick with Dylan Boucher. I think I'll go with Juddy Flavel with 2.
Well, that's it. 2-1. Flavel makes a 2, 84-77. Horvath gets a 2. Boucher trying to draw the foul, and Flavel's fouled once more. Now, Flavel's going to inflate his statistics here because he's the man with the ball, and he's the man they're targeting. So he walks to the free throw line late in the game, Jeff. Just trying to counter your reasoning here. Flavel has played magnificently.
Okay, let me put this way. Here we go. This is Dylan Boucher just about got a chance here. Nick Horvath. Great acting, Dylan. We know you're a great actor, son. But one of the things, let me just say about Judd Flavel. He ran the show in the absence of the league MVP from last year and Lindsay Tate. Jeff, not only weeks ago, but this game.
It's all about the inside game, and Horvath ran out of steam mainly because players like Casey Frank just made life absolutely miserable for him. So We do have many players as contenders, but in the final analysis, the Stars finish up winners after being down 13 points in the third period, 85-79 over the Saints. Now that's 3 wins in a row this year, quite unheard of.
It certainly is, and as you say, 3 wins in a row against the team. And we have decided, 2 votes to 1, Bob, the 2006 Primo NBL semi-final winner is going to go to Judd Flavel, the veteran.
Well, I won't disagree. I'll just say to Casey Frank, I tried, mate. First semi-final win to the Stars, and they'll go into next week's final. And they're looking for a three-peat this year, 3 consecutive championships, and they're on track. The Saints really put them to the test today, but in the end, you know, the Stars' defense paid off.
Yeah, you know, one thing, the Saints can't be disheartened because they are walking off with their heads down, and sure, they've just lost the semi-final. But at the end of the day, they were a banged-up team, you know, with the point guard, Joe, he was banged up. You had Brendan Polyblank, who wasn't 110%. I'd say he was going at 75%. So they put up a gallant effort, Bob.
Well, it was indeed. And courtside, Chris Tupu talking to Casey Frank, who was my man of the match.
85-79, Casey Frank first semi-final out of the way. But what was said at half-time? I mean, you guys, first half, down a little bit. What did Kenny say to you guys in the change room?
Oh, he just let us know they were outworking us. And they were, you know, every aspect of the game, defense, offense, rebounding, they were just doing a great job. And he told us if we wanted to win, we were going to have to come out and outwork them. And I think we did in the second half.
Well, you definitely went out and took it to them in that second half. You know, Casey Frank, you're not afraid to make those big plays and big shots. You want the ball in your hand when it comes money time?
I think we got a lot of players to do. I think everybody who's on the court for us at every time wants the ball in their hand when a big play needs to be made. And Judd made some huge plays tonight. DC, Dylan, I mean, I can't think of one guy who was on the court who didn't make a big play at some point down the stretch. I mean, it was an awesome game.
Now, we ticked up another one for the highlight reel. Tell me about that big dunk that you got down on the baseline.
I was just excited, you know. When you get up there and dunk on somebody, it feels pretty good. And especially with give us a lead, you know, come out in the fourth quarter with some authority. I was just hyped up. That's all I was saying.
Casey, for big guys, must be pretty hard to mark you because you know you're shooting the three very well as well.
Yeah, down the stretch, I started off a little cold to start the season, but down the stretch, it's really come together. I'm liking these hoops. It's working well for me.
And any thoughts about who you'd rather play? I know it's a bit of a tricky question.
I mean, those are 2 real tough teams. I'd hate to say that I want to face either of them. I mean, they both had great seasons. They both got a lot of talent. I'm sure it's going to be a battle tomorrow, and I'm hopefully looking forward to a great game next Saturday.
Casey, thanks for that extra one for our highlight reel, and good luck next week, pal.
Cheers, bro.
Well, Casey Frank has it sussed. The Stars, our first finalists. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more action right after this.
It's what they've all dreamed about.
I applied to Brown so that we could be together. I'm not going without you.
But not everyone's dream.
Whatever happens, we'll make it work.
Will come true.
Honey, I believe in you. You deserve this. I found this in the trash. Oh my God. You've got to talk to her.
The OC. Tonight, TV2.
Danger! Get the coolest danger sounds directly on your mobile. Text DANGER to 4747. Get out of here! Text DANGER to 4747.
We've been growing blackcurrants for years. We only grow the blackcurrant varieties that produce the highest juice quality and natural great taste. So it's no surprise to us that every blackcurrant in New Zealand Ribena Original is 100% Kiwi grown.
Unleash the power of Robo-Reptile. Fiercely autonomous, Robo-Reptile claims his territory, stalking his prey with biomorphic bursts of speed, while his highly evolved vision system alerts him to danger. Part reptile, part technology, all added to Robo-Reptile. Trigger his sound sensors to lure him in and take command with the remote control. Feeding Robo-Reptile will tame him, but not for long. Robo-Reptile, a fusion of technology and personality. Batteries not included from Wowee.
I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. So tell me why should it be true that I get a kick? Oh, such a kick that I get a kick out of you.
We all run up a few debts from time to time. Credit cards, HPs, car finance. The trick is not to let them get on top of you. And that's where Pacific Retail Finance can help. PRF can group all of your debts together into one easy-to-manage loan that could save you money and help you get debt-free faster. So call PRF now on 0800 55 55 33 and take control of your finances.
Kids Fair, the Children's Expo. It's bigger and better. Indoors at the Auckland Showgrounds this weekend and Monday. It's fun for kids, it's fun for parents. Food, fashion, education, sport, entertainment. Kids Fair at the Auckland Showgrounds, Green Lane. Visit kidsfair.co.nz.
The Athlete's Foot half-yearly clearance now on. Genuine savings and the best fit on quality brands like Asics, Brooks, Nike and New Balance. Plus, heaps more in store. The Athlete's Foot half-yearly clearance now on.
Welcome back. North Shore Event Center just opening there, and you see the victorious Auckland Stars victorious here in the first of two semifinals, 85-79. For the third time this year, they beat the Saints. And we'll get on to Chris Tupu, who's talking with the Primo MVP, the most valuable player, Judd Flavel, ex-Tall Black. Judd Flavel.
Well, Judd Flavel, backup point guard, starting point guard now for the Stars. You collect the final semi-final, Primo MVP award. Well done, Judd. 17 points to go along with 5 rebounds. You enjoying the extra minutes?
Enjoying it, yeah, I guess so. It allows me to get into the rhythm a lot more than being a backup, but I mean, we'll take Lindsay back there any day. I mean, you know, you lose a top scorer and top player in the league. You know, it's pretty tough out of our team, but we found a way to get over the hurdle, and so far, so good.
And the Saints, they came out blazing in that first half, and you guys were able to turn it around in the second half. Were you worried at any stage?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, they came out guns blazing, as you said, in the first half, and I mean, we weren't really, you know, we knew what the offenses, we knew what to do, but, you know, they seemed to get good open looks, and they were hitting them. Second half, I think we addressed that, and we came out, adjusted a little. It was really just intensity. We just had to pick it up a little bit, and defensively, I think we did a better job in the second half.
Now, it's been a while for me seeing you shoot the ball like that, Judd, you know, in person here, but how do you feel about your game personally?
Yeah, some nights you're on. I mean,
you're on tonight?
Yeah, I guess tonight was my night. I mean, you know, it's not always going to be like that, so it's just really up to me to find who is hot. Just felt good there for a minute there, and yeah, managed to knock a few down.
And some balanced scoring across the board from your team. People like Daryl Cartwright coming in, fantastic contribution off the bench.
Yeah, I think that's the key to our team. I mean, we do have key players, but we have other guys who can step up on any given night. I think that's one of our luxuries, is that we got, you know, a deep bench. So yeah, it makes it pretty tough. I mean, you know, and good for us, because other teams out there are deep as well. Hawke's Bay, Giants, and Wellington. You
have any preference? I know Casey Frank, he didn't really, you know, seem to mind who he plays. How about you?
No, I don't think so. I think either one's going to be very tough. They're both, like I said, very deep, and they have a lot of weapons out there. Either one's going to be really tough, so anyone really.
Well, Judd Flavel taking out the MVP award for this first semi-final. Well done, Judd, and good luck next week in the final.
Yeah, cheers, Toops.
Well, if you like that, join us again tomorrow afternoon. The second of the two semifinals, the Hawks hosting the Giants, and the Hawks going head-to-head with the Giants without their captain and inspiration leader, Paulo Winatana. Well, 3 times this year, Coach Kenny Stone has devised a winning plan against the Saints, and he's talking now with Chris Tupu.
Well, Kenny Stone, you get a chance to defend your title and go for 3 in a row, but some fantastic contributions from players off the bench.
Yeah, we got a good job, good intensity. We didn't have any intensity in the first half. Really disappointed there. Second half, Reese Cassidy, Daryl Cartwright came off the bench and did a good job injecting some of that energy that we needed, and we got a good run on the second half, and we were able to carry it home.
Kenny, you looked flat, your team, in the first half. What was it that you said to them in change rooms at halftime, or was it just players taking over?
I just asked them if they wanted to just give away the trophy that we worked hard to hold for a couple of years. Because we played like that. We played like that. We weren't all that interested. And I was really disappointed. But we talked about some of the more specific things we needed to do. We came out, even though we got down a little bit more, even in the third quarter, I still felt that our intensity had changed, and you could feel it. But from then on, we got to roll on, and we hit some shots, and we were able to, again, bring it home.
Turning point in the game, Casey Frank's big dunk on the baseline. It was quite an emphatic dunk, but was that a turning point?
I think all of his are emphatic dunks. It was one of them. I think a couple of three-pointers that Judd Flavel hit were keys. I don't think they respected him enough, and he stepped up and made them pay. But yeah, that was certainly the way we started that fourth quarter was important.
And Josh Nygett, I mean, you know, I saw him play last week against the Hawke's Bay. Garbage man, just picking up all kinds of stuff around the basket, but real steady and consistent player.
He's really come on the latter half of the season, and now in this game, he's done a good job for us, really works hard around that basket. He can score. He probably didn't shoot as well as he would have liked to tonight, but it makes a nuisance of himself around the basket and does a great job.
Well, another one making a nuisance of himself was Brock Gillespie. Just at that scuffle at halfway there, anything to read out of that?
Not really. You know, that's Brock, and he got a bit fired up. We didn't need it. Yeah, but you saw he bounced back that second half, hit a key three-pointer for us as well. So, you know, you got to take the good and the bad with all players.
Kenny, Judd, Casey, they don't care who they play. How about you?
No, I don't care. I'm just happy that Jeff Green's not coaching because apparently no one else can win when he is. So I'm just happy that we're in it.
Good job today, Kenny, and we'll see you next week in the final.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Toops.
Well, the Stars are winners. The Saints season is over, 85-79. And we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, Dana. Once Auckland got that roll going, then their offense followed. Judd Flavel